And every single day,
the more enemies we kill.
We're spending trillions and trillions of dollars.
You know, if you say, all right, this is your fault.
It's not your fault.
All I know is you're not selling anything.
The Fed's not done, and I'm going to tell you why.
Welcome back to Sean's Show, episode 24. We're here, we're doing it. I'm here as always with Josh Cabaza. Josh, ¿cómo estás?
Hey, Cinco de Mayo.
You sound a little whiter than usual. Are you trying to? I'm slowly Americanizing Josh Cabaza. What if I'm just like slow? This like you're just like this. You are still Josh Cabaza, but you're like slowly getting Americanized.
Yeah. Just you're giving me bleach cream so that way my skin can be whiter. And
it's like the reverse Get Out.
Yeah.
Or it's like I want. Or wait, I don't know about that. I'm not harvesting your brain. It's like a gentrification.
Yeah.
I'm gentrifying you. I'm gentrifying Josh slowly.
I believe the term is assimilation, but we'll go with gentrification.
They're the same shit. In America, let's be honest, they're the same shit.
No, that is, so assimilate just means you go into the culture. When you're saying becoming more American is gentrifying your culture, you're saying that the other cultures are trash. And that if they want to be nice, they have to be American.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Which is the thesis of today's episode. White people are the no. I'm joking. I hope you're having a good week out there. Lots of stuff in the news to cover. I had a good week personally. I headlined a comedy club, the Cap City Comedy Club in Austin, Texas. It's a very big personal achievement for me.
Yeah.
My mom wasn't there. My dad wasn't there because they don't live here. I looked out in the audience and saw many friends who came to support me. And it was nice to know that, I was loved. And, had they not been there, I might have gone on some sort of Kramer. I almost did the Kramer monologue.
Hell yeah.
Just as like, and that's what I call it now. I call it the Kramer monologue.
Yeah.
It's the most legendary piece of media that's ever been produced. Kramer's outburst at the Laugh Factory. It is just an iconic piece of media.
Yeah.
And I'd like to one day recreate it in a theatrical setting. Instead of saying the N-word.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do I replace it with?
I'm not sure, but I was just thinking about like all the times something like that must have happened in comedy clubs where it wasn't recorded. It's kind of like, like there's recorded human history and then there's not recorded human history.
Yeah. That's, you know what? Honestly, if people weren't recording Kramer, I think a lot of people would have walked out and be like, he killed.
Yeah.
Dude, he murdered. He's just up there like...
Or nobody would believe you. And be like, yeah, he just went out there and screamed the N-word.
Yeah.
A couple of black
and they'd be
guys.
like, whatever.
Yeah.
Or like, that's crazy. And then they go about their day.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. He didn't really, he was a sitcom actor.
Yeah.
I great, talented sitcom actor. I'm not Michael Richards, but I'm not sure if he was like doing weekends and shit.
Yeah.
Right?
I have no idea.
Who knows? All I know is that Kramer will one day be tried at the Hague in the Netherlands for his crimes.
Yeah.
Well, let's start there. The Hague is back. You know history is going well when we're back in the Hague.
Yeah.
Is it people call it I used to call it the Hague.
The hog?
I used to call it the Hague.
I mean, what do you call the yogurt?
What do I call it? Yogurt?
No, the phage.
The phage? What's the phage?
It's a brand of yogurt.
Oh.
Fage.
Oh, is this some like Whole Foods? Is this like some poor people shit?
I mean, it's at Costco.
I see, Andrew. That's where you kind of misjudge me. Is I don't go to Costco. I don't associate with Costcoians.
I don't think you associate with probiotics either.
You can tell by my skin, right?
Yeah.
What's it? What's it called? The yogurt brand?
Phage. I've been pronouncing it phage.
Phage.
Yeah.
Oh, so same logic. It would be the Hague.
Yeah.
I think it's the Hague. People have been calling it the Hague.
How is it spelled?
Hague.
Yeah, I think Hague would be.
I think in the Netherlands, because it's in the Netherlands, it's like very like Northern European, like Hinga Dinga Durgan, like
Oh, okay.
You know,
so,
I don't
so
know.
you're actually being culturally sensitive, like how we call India, India, but there it's called Bharati. You're like being culturally sensitive to how they pronounce it over there.
Right. I am, because the Netherlands are one of the most oppressed peoples. Well, you know, let's ask ourselves this question. Why is the Hague aka the International Court of Justice? Why is it in the Netherlands? Because it's sort of a neutral state?
Yeah.
Is that the idea? I don't think that's very entertaining. I think they should put the Hague in a cool put it in Gaza.
Yeah.
Put the Hague in Gaza. Put it on the Gaza Strip. That's where the Hague should be.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, it's and again, the big headline story is there was a meeting at the International Court of Justice.
Yeah.
And the South Africa has officially charged Israel with genocide, which is a very powerful accusation, because if anyone knows about apartheid and genocide, it's South Africa.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, this is the pot calling the kettle black.
1,000%.
Or the pot calling the kettle white.
Yeah.
But South Africa underwent a lot of reformation, and so it's not like South Africa's... There's still, like, I think, remnants of apartheid, but it's better than it was 50 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you know, and for my really retarded listeners, apartheid is like a ice cream flavor. So just like whenever you hear apartheid, just think of ice cream flavors. How about apartheid Ben and Jerry's? Ben and Jerry's apartheid. Almond apartheid.
Yeah, I was saying that is Ben and Jerry's still doing like political flavors?
Yeah, or they're pulling out of certain markets.
Yeah.
I believe they pulled out of Israel, or I think they pulled out of. I don't know. They pulled out of one of the countries on a political basis.
Yeah, I mean,
they stopped selling in a certain country.
Maybe Ukraine or Russia or something, because I remember hearing that a long time ago.
Yeah, and it's just like it's insane. You know, it's insanity. Corporations should be able to do whatever the fuck they want, but like, I'm running this. I hesitate to call this podcast a business.
Yeah,
it's not. I lost my only Patreon subscriber. I learned today.
We're gonna hold a
Rest
Viking funeral.
We're gonna hold for me. I'm killing myself. What if I was like, no, I'm sorry, your boy A-Rocks, if you're still listening, shoot me your Venmo, dude. I'm gonna pay. I'm doing this live on the show. I was charging this guy $10 a month and not putting out any content, and he kept paying me, and I kept telling him episodes were coming soon, but I never delivered.
I think that this would make a great clip of like you finding your only Patreon subscriber and being like, "Hey, I messed up."
Hey, your boy A-Rocks, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can you turn on some sad music? No. I betrayed you. I betrayed your trust. So please DM me on Instagram. We talk on Instagram. Send me your Venmo. I'll pay you double what you've been paying me. How about that? As a token of my apology, I will double what you've been paying me. I'll give you like $60, literally. Because that's how much I want you to return. But Patreon stuff coming soon. We got derailed a little bit there.
Yeah.
But I want to publicly apologize.
You're gonna get so many Patreon subscribers. You're gonna get like 100 Patreon subscribers, just hoping that you never put anything out and then they get double their money.
It's not a bad business. Maybe subscribe and I don't put stuff out and I get guilty, then I pay you double.
Yeah.
It's not a bad investment. Maybe that should be the whole thing. Is you bet on me being self-hating. It's a good bet. It's a great investment. But one more aside real quick. We are moving into I'm literally moving shit into the new studio today. It's being built as we speak. We're going to have a couch. We're going to do Patreons with guests. Do like crazy. It's going to be crazy.
Shit.
It's a bigger room. It's sexier. It's in, I won't say where it is, but it's in Austin.
Yeah.
It's in Round Rock. I'm throwing them off, Andrew. Yeah. So stay tuned for that. It's we're building the show. I do want to just pat myself on the back a little bit more before we keep going.
Yeah.
This is not a bad show, is it?
No, it's a great show.
Says the guy that I'm paying to produce the show. I will. No, that's not a knock against you, Andrew. But I always, I'm very careful not to surround myself with yes men, and that's why I appreciate you, Andrew.
Yeah, yeah.
Is you're not a yes man.
Absolutely not.
Like I said, I charged Israel with genocide, and you said actually no.
Yeah.
I said look at all these babies being murdered, and you're like actually Hamas killed those children.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
You said that, and you know that's on the record that you're supporting the IDF.
My name is
Fully.
Andrew Tarr, and I support this message.
My name is Sean Riley, and I support the IDF.
Yeah.
So the Hague again is the AKA the International Court of Justice. A representative from South Africa went up and charged Israel with genocide, and there's a debate over what the definition of genocide really is.
Yeah.
According to the Hague, I'm paraphrasing here, the International Court of Justice, the UN, roughly defines it as the intentional mass murder. It's either the murder or the attempt at the murder of a people based on religion, race, or culture. So, you don't need to like have murdered 1 million people for it to be a genocide.
Yeah.
So, and there's only what I think 2 point something million Gazans, and so they've murdered maybe, and I'm using rough numbers here. I think there's maybe 16 to 20,000 that have been killed.
Yeah.
And so, and you know, if you disagree with me here, that's fine. But when is it? The question is, and again, no one really knows. It's subjective, right? It depends on what you believe and what your political leaning is. But a lot like when the International Court of Justice, people around the world are starting to ask this question: when does this become a genocide?
Yeah.
Because the moment it becomes a genocide is when history starts to look back on it.
Yeah.
And it becomes another Holocaust.
Yeah.
Something that should never again.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess when I think of genocide, I think of like you trying to wipe out an entire group of people, not just, I mean, essentially from the definition you gave, it's almost like the hate crime of murder.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's like killing. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. You know that guy that like shot up that white dude that like shot up that black church.
Yeah.
And killed like 8 old black women.
Yeah.
Awful story.
Yeah.
See, is that genocide? I'm just asking questions.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's necessarily genocide.
Yeah.
Like that guy
considered a hate crime. Yeah, it is a hate crime.
I don't think killing 8 people. I don't think a racially motivated murder of eight people is. I mean, he's not going to the Hague.
Yeah.
Maybe he should go to the Hague.
It's a microdose of genocide, I guess.
It's a microgenocide.
Yeah.
Microcide.
Yeah.
This stuff's not funny. It's tough to make. Hey, it's tough to make genocide funny.
Yeah.
But we're gonna try right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shall we? Let's dive into this article. So Israel rejects genocide charges, tells World Court it must defend itself. So this was literally January 12th, Friday. So Israel, a representative for Israel, stood up for the country and basically said that it's not a genocide. And 24,000 people have been killed. 24,000 people. South Africa is claiming that's South Africa, by the way, amongst 20 other countries.
Yeah.
None of which are Western nations. Are on board with this, at least as far as I saw. People, I don't know what's real and what's fake anymore. Like I see stuff and I'm like, is this real? Is this not?
Yeah.
But apparently South Africa, Namibia,
Yeah.
they're all on board with saying that Israel's genociding Palestine.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, what's not a very good cosign when the tyrant leader in Namibia is like, fuck those guys. I'm like, you're also committing genocide.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Is Namibia?
I know that there was a Namibian genocide, but I have no idea who it was, perpetrated by or who it was against. It's just words that I've heard in history classes.
Exactly. It's like, I want one Africa.
Yeah.
One Africa.
Yeah.
One China. One world government.
Yeah.
This is what I want.
Yeah.
And like I've really I don't know, dude. Like I'm kind of going off script. Not that the show is scripted. Sorry for the technical issues. But I've been thinking a lot about cultures. This idea of like, cultural lines that are drawn and borders for countries are drawn based on culture, in part based on culture. And I wonder, like, certainly I think some cultures and some standards are better than others.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like for example, like you look at what's happening in a lot of Middle Eastern countries, theocracy, like that to me is like the best government. And we should all strive to be theocracies.
Hell yeah.
The United States should go back to a theocratic state.
Yeah.
It's going pretty fucking well for Israel. Israel's a theocracy.
What's God's plan for inflation?
God loves inflation. God is because he created everything.
Yeah.
He loves printing money.
Yeah.
God is actually the one printing all the money, by the way. But no, I think, like we should all just go back to reading our holy books. Go back to the ancient holy books. They have the answers.
Yeah.
Everyone's screaming, I want answers.
Yeah.
I look out in the world and I see pointless, senseless murder of children. Where are the answers? It's in the Torah.
Yeah.
It's in the Quran. And it's in the Bible. And all of these books say the same thing.
Yeah.
You can't wear wool on Tuesday.
Hell yeah.
You want to know what the solution is to genocide in the Middle East and in Gaza?
Yeah.
Or Israel? Genocide of the Jews. It's dietary restrictions. Restricting your diet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's so sad about these wars is that ultimately a lot of it is being fought over dietary restriction.
Yeah.
This is basically a war between pescatarians and vegetarian and like carnivores.
Yeah, I now that you've like introduced that, who I decide to back in this conflict is who's pro bacon or not.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah,
and that's the Palestinians, right? Or do they both hate pork?
Yeah, typically Middle Eastern countries don't like pork.
Do the Jews eat pork? I should know. I'm Jewish.
Is pork kosher? Give it a Google.
Can we Google it? Is pork kosher?
Yeah.
And this question will decide whether or not it's a genocide in Gaza. Is pork kosher? See, the Torah says kosher meat can only come from animals that have split hooves and chew their cud. Like cows. Well, see, this doesn't even apply anymore because these days we feed cows.
Yeah.
We don't feed them cud. We feed pigs dead pig.
What the hell's even cud?
I think it's wheat. Like let's look it up.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot of research today. I think cud is like wheat, like bundles of wheat.
But they have to chew it, so not slurp it.
Partly digested food returned from the first stomach of ruminants to the mouth for further chewing. Oh yeah, don't they like puke inside their mouth and chew it again?
Yeah.
That is evidence against God.
Yeah.
God would not have made an animal like this. This is evidence that the universe is ultimately an aimless collection of molecules.
Yeah.
It's a disaster. But whether or not pork is kosher.
So both sides are against bacon because pork isn't kosher, and Middle Eastern countries think that pork is dirty. So
bomb them both is what you're saying.
Yeah, I really
Get
don't.
them all.
I don't have a dog in this fight anymore.
Yeah, I have a pig in the fight. You know what? I think the West should get in there.
Yeah.
It's the country that we live in right now, Andrew. That's the one that we should be backing. There's a lot of traitor pussies in America now that want to back terrorists. A lot of people backing terrorists like Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis. The Houthis, did you see what's happening with the Houthis?
Yeah. They're making shipping really expensive, so we have to bomb them.
Hey, yeah. Thanks, how do you say that?
Houthis?
Houthis?
Yeah.
See, You know what really pisses me off about, you know what, I cannot listen to NPR anymore.
Yeah.
Because they always try to say the names in like they'll be, you know, like like a white guy like me will be talking, and he'll be like, on Saturday, international trade routes were disrupted when Houthi missiles, and they like change their voice to say the word.
Yeah.
Just say Houthi.
Yeah.
Just say Houthi.
Yeah, it's like when you're ordering Mexican food in English, and then at the end you're like, gracias.
Yeah, you're like, hi, yeah, can I get a carne asada burrito with ranch on the side, please? It's like, just talk how you talk.
Oh, and if anybody's eating
impossible.
carne asada with ranch, they should be murdered.
Yes, agreed. Yes. That is good, though. You should try it.
Yeah.
You've
tried. Okay.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. Or no, not ranch. Whatever. Who gives a fuck? Jizz. I put jizz in my car. But the I do want to let's listen in. A representative for Israel did a little statement at the International Court of Justice, and I'd like to listen in, because what he said honestly really was compelling. So let's listen into the Israel representative defending. Actually, I think I have a link to it right here. Okay, let's listen in. Israel defending itself.
Today, we have seen a continuation at the International Court of Justice. Israel has called on the ICJ to reject the case.
You know, I just thought of ICJ as kind of like ICP.
Yeah.
International Clown Posse. the international. What if Israel was being tried by the ICP, by the insane clown posse? What do they say? Oh, whatever. They have like a whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, they go. Ooh. That's what they do. No, whatever.
Yeah.
Honestly, if anyone's gonna charge Israel with genocide, it should be the insane clown posse.
Yeah.
It should be the ICP, not the ICJ.
Yeah.
It should be the ICP. If anyone knows about human morality that transcends the idea of sovereignty and transcends any one nation's laws, it's the ICP, which is actually, I'm a cultural supremacist.
Yeah.
I'm an ICP.
Yeah.
I'm an ICP supremacist.
Hell yeah.
But let's listen in.
Brought by South Africa alleging that it's committing genocide in Gaza. On the second and final...
You know, it's funny. 20 years ago, if we were listening to this and you heard the word South Africa and genocide, it'd be like, uh-oh, more genocide in South Africa.
Yeah.
But now the tables have turned.
Yeah.
Now South Africa thinks that they can charge another country with apartheid and genocide after they were doing it not even 50 years ago.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love a good switch up.
Yeah.
I love a good switch up.
Yeah.
I love it when a Republican becomes a Democrat or a Democrat becomes a Republican. I'm like, hell yeah. That's what I would do if I was a politician.
Yeah.
You think I have any You think I have any morals? I will kill to one day be on the Joe Rogan experience. No.
Yeah.
I will, though.
Final day of hearings at the UN's highest court, Israel's Foreign Ministry advisor, Tal Becker, said South Africa had presented a profoundly distorted factual and legal picture.
You know what? Can we just say something before we watch it? The news needs to be better about timing their cuts.
Yeah.
Like, can you cut to the TV real quick? Let's just watch this again. It's very unsettling.
There was a half-second cut, and we have a much more professional production value than
we are a millionth of their budget.
Yeah.
And we cut quicker and faster, and we get it done.
Yeah.
Look at this bullshit. Let me zoom in. So she's talking, and if you're just listening, I zoomed in on her face. This is the quality of the BBC. Ready?
Yeah.
Profoundly distorted factual and legal picture.
Oh, I'm a fucking whore cow. Okay. And then she closes her mouth and she just looks at the camera. And I get that it's a live broadcast.
Yeah.
I understand that. But so is this.
Yeah.
Not live, but it's not like I'm going through and you're cutting live.
Yeah, and look at this switching. Like, it's way faster.
You're switching. And so she goes, presented a profoundly distorted picture of what's happening in Israel. And she holds for like half a second.
Yeah.
And the camera operator at the BBC, you know what he's doing? He's eating pork.
Yeah.
And that's why we need to ban pork. I'm actually anti-pork.
Oh, I'll have to disagree to disagree.
But let's listen. I know I built this up too much, but this is the. Is this guy even Jewish?
I think that's the South African.
This is the Israel representative. Check it out. I think so. Oh wait.
The applicant
No, you're right. This is the South African.
Yeah.
regrettably put before the court a profoundly
No, this is Israel's guy. Israel's foreign minister advisor.
Yeah.
distorted factual and legal picture. The entirety of its case hinges on a deliberately curated, decontextualized, and manipulative description of the reality of current hostilities.
When you look at the so we've recontextualized it, and what we found is that those 40 babies were not beheaded; they were raped, and then they were beheaded, and that is an important distinction that was avoided by South Africa in their speech.
Yeah, I think the word of the day the word of the year is going to be context. So far, we've heard the word context over and over and over again in just 2 weeks.
I know. Recontextualize out of context.
Yeah.
Bring into context.
Yeah.
Con man texting. Cons texting each other
Yeah.
on Epstein's Island.
South Africa purports to come to this court in the lofty position of a guardian of the interest of humanity.
South Africa and Israel are both countries that have done. All countries are terrorist entities.
Yeah.
People don't realize every, and I've said it before on the show. Every country is just a terrorist organization that was able to get a large enough monopoly on violence, and then control it and build an economy, and rewrite history and write themselves as freedom fighters.
Yeah.
What if we lived in a world where the Houthis won the Middle East and they centralized and organized the Middle East as one country? The Houthis would probably become an economic power, and then there'd be more wealth to share, and so maybe they become more capitalistic. And they would probably rewrite history about how they were the heroes when they rose to power.
Yeah.
But they're all of these guys are evil.
Yeah.
The question is, are they all equally evil?
Yeah. I mean, so far the Houthis have made shipping more expensive, so they do not have my vote.
They're the worst.
Yeah.
Now, on the one hand, you have Israel, and they're bombing kids in hospitals.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you have the Houthis, which made my espresso pods that I use when I make espresso in the morning.
Yeah.
The price went up by 15% because of the Houthis.
Yeah.
That's worse.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
I paid
worse.
$30 for shipping when I bought something from Europe. Like, dude.
Yeah.
Houthis.
You know, it is funny we live in a world where you order something on Amazon and then someone you've never met like puts it on a boat and drives a huge shipping boat through bombs and bullets to get you like your PlayStation 5.
Yeah, yeah.
Like people risk their lives for us to get our PlayStation 5s and our stupid sunglasses and our iPhones.
Right to our doorstep.
Right to our doorstep. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
And if genocide needs to happen in order for me to keep getting
cheap stuff, cheap shipping.
So be it.
Yeah.
But in delegitimizing Israel's 75-year existence in its opening presentation yesterday, that broad commitment to humanity rang hollow. And in its
Look at this guy. If you're just listening, so the Israel guy's speaking, and then I think one of the guys from South Africa, is this the guy? I hope he is.
Yeah.
One of the South African representatives is looking at this guy like, this motherfucker.
Yeah.
You think he's thinking like, yo. He's like, yo, you talking shit? Come catch me outside then. Stand on your business.
Yeah.
Stand on your business, bitch.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the translation. I wonder if like other cultures have like recontextualized just in their vernacular. You know.
I wonder.
Yeah.
Or Jew.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't. What do they speak in South Africa? English, obviously, and then.
I mean, I'm sure that there's some like native languages still spoken by the people that we People that weren't killed.
We saved.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Sweeping count.
Yeah, I bet Jew in that. And I bet when you translate Jew to the African native tongues, it's not a very pleasant word.
Yeah.
It's a factual description of the.
I also want to, if you're, again, watch the show on YouTube. If you're just driving, I'll do my best to describe it.
Yeah.
We have here the International Court of Justice, which looks very official and fancy. But look at these fucking slobs. Bunch of no-name, dumb slob. Also, it's very interesting. The International Court of Justice looks pretty white to me. Doesn't look that international. Look at this International Court of Justice. White man, white woman, white man, Asian woman. That's for diversity. Mm-hmm. White man, white man, white man, white man. Maybe he's Arab. And then we have a black man. So you tell me if that's international.
Arabs used to be considered white people.
Until
I think 9/11.
Oh, really?
Well, I was
that's
filling out like a
true.
DMV form, and it was like mark your ethnicity, and it said white, and in parentheses it was like Caucasian, European, and then it said Middle Eastern, and I was like, oh, okay, so they lost their white card when when they
blew up the towers.
Yeah.
And the Irish, I'm Irish. We would lose our white card too if we blew up tower, if we bombed a government building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Name your race. White, no Irish.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to derail this too much, but I did have a history professor who is Japanese and like during the internment camps.
Oh, really?
Yeah. His grandfather was in the U.S. military while it was still segregated. And so he didn't know where to sit on the bus because he's Asian and it's split. You know, you sit here if you're white, sit here if you're black.
Yeah.
So the military gave him the title honorary white person.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Honorary white?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So we got, wow.
Well, I'm trying to figure out, is it more or less racist to do honorary white person or honorary black person? Because they did let them sit with them.
Yeah.
So is that less racist than if it...
I mean, none of it's racist. It's just how it should be.
Yeah.
It's not racism.
Some say that that's the highest honor you can get in the military.
It is. It's just behind the Purple Heart.
Yeah.
Just ahead of the Purple Heart.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole point of the military is to kill some honorary black people. I'm actually an honorary black person. I was designated that in World War II.
Yeah.
After I freestyle rapped, I was so good at it. They're like, "Hey, man, bad move."
Yeah.
But no, that's interesting. It's here we are, and let's tie that back in. War, justice are the themes today.
It seemed to erase both Jewish history and any Palestinian agency.
See, he says Jewish, like Israel's 75 years old.
Yeah.
And again, I'm Jewish. I can say all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not actually, but I look Jewish.
Yeah.
It's good enough. Is Israel a theocracy? Is it a... It's not. Isn't it a capitalist democracy? Is it not? But people call it a Jewish state, and I don't think that's wrong to call Israel a Jewish state. And that's... I'm not anti-Semitic. Like, it's a... You know, and look, I don't want to dunk on Israel too much. They are surrounded by Arabs.
Yeah.
They're surrounded by Arabs. So I understand how they feel cornered. They must feel cornered by the Middle East.
Yeah.
Because all their neighbors hate them.
Yeah.
Jordan. You really want to live next to a country named Jordan? Jordans are not good guys. I knew a lot of Jordans growing up. A lot of frat bros named Jordan. And they were genocidal maniacs.
Yeah. I think the only thing worse than Jordans are Jordanians.
No, that I disagree with. Jordanians, good people. Good people that are being oppressed by Israel's kingdom.
Yeah.
But
or responsibility.
Well, it's the second day of this landmark case, which began yesterday with South Africa presenting its argument. Let's listen back to yesterday's closing statement from the lawyer representing their legal team.
Look at what this bitch is wearing.
Yeah.
She's wearing like a silly hat.
Yeah. Oh, I thought that was like the colonial like white wigs that people used to wear.
It is. It's like a colonial wig. They're literally wearing wigs. You tell me, if you want to charge Israel with genocide, if you're the International Court of Justice, you want to call yourself the International Court of Justice, and you're wearing a silly wig while you charge Israel with genocide, you lost me.
Yeah.
You look like a fucking clown, bitch.
Yeah.
You look like a fucking clown. Enough with the pomp and circumstance. Enough with the theater.
Yeah.
Can we get some work done? Who's paying these people's salaries?
So we're deciding who we back based on not only do they like bacon or not, but also if they can like walk down the catwalk and like Louis Vuitton and like strut their stuff.
Right. Who can rock the wig?
Yeah.
Is the question.
Yeah.
Who wore it best?
Yeah.
See, the real question coming out of the International Court of Justice is not who is committing genocide. It's who wore the wigs best.
Yeah.
Who wore it best?
Yeah.
Was it dumb bitch from South Africa?
Yeah.
Or was it fat guy from Israel?
Yeah.
And I think, it's dumb bitch from South Africa so far. She's look at her. She's rocking it.
Yeah.
And again, everyone in the International Court of Justice, they have 5 properties and they're countryless plutocrats. They do not have allegiance to any country. The people that sit, let's really zoom in. Who sits on the International Court of Justice? What are their citizenships? Don't you think their citizenships would inform how they vote?
Yeah.
On the International Court of Justice?
Yeah.
Let's listen to South Africa, though.
The international community.
Also, it's a white woman from South Africa. This bitch is an apartheid child of someone. She like rode around on horses that stepped on little black kids in Africa.
Yeah.
Right? Like she's up here talking about how evil Israel is, which they are, while wearing a wig. It's the hypocrisy is incredible.
Yeah.
He continues to fail the Palestinian people, despite the overt
She's a British accent, right?
Did you see her name?
I did see her name. That's not her government name. Blin ni Grale.
Blin Grale.
Bryn Grale.
It almost sounds like Brittany.
It's Brittany Griner.
Brittany. That's
Brittany
really
Griner.
close. Brittany Griner.
You know what the International Court of Justice should do after they charge Israel with genocide? Finally resolve the trans swimmer issue. We need to get Brittany Griner in the International Court of Justice. Or sorry, that was the basketball player, right?
Yeah.
We need to get Brittany Griner on the stand, charge her with possession of a personal amount of marijuana.
Yeah.
And we need people from across this political spectrum to stand up against Brittany and what that bitch did.
Yeah.
She had illegal drugs on her.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after that, we'll do the trans swimmer stuff.
Yeah.
Who's the trans swimmer?
Leah Thomas.
Leah Thomas. I want Leah. Put Leah Thomas on the stand.
Yeah.
Leah, are you a man? No.
Yeah, I mean, there's been all this debate. They say like, if women were in charge, there would be no wars. Like, would like the best actually representative be a trans person because they have like the male and female perspective?
Well, I have good news for you, Andrew. Trans people do run the world. Open your fucking eyes. You seen Hollywood lately? Open your eyes. No. I wonder if no, I think if women ran the world, I think our GDP would be lower, but I think less people would die. Is that a world I want to live in? No.
Yeah, lower GDP, but more people live. Yikes.
I think if women ran the world, I think if women ran LA, maybe the homelessness problem would be solved. I don't know about that.
No, because they're too nice, but they're not kind. Like the kind thing to do would be to like help them get off the drugs and help them like get a job and be like a productive member of society. A nice person goes, oh well, I don't want to bother them.
Yeah,
it's okay if they like sleep on the sidewalk. It's okay if they shoot up. We should give them like safe drugs to clean, or like safe needles and shit. And it's like, if you give a man a clean needle, he can do heroin for a day. And if you teach a man how to clean his own needles, he can do heroin for a lifetime.
That's true, dude. You know, I think if women ran LA, they would like all the politicians would like walk by the homeless encampments, and just be like, and the homeless guy would be like, "What's wrong?" And they'd be like, "Nothing." And are you mad at me? I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
Yeah.
You're all just so fucking homeless.
I like the idea of what do you think about the state of the country? Like, it's fine.
Yeah. What do you think about what's going on in Israel? Like, should we give more arms to Israel? Whatever. And they're like, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
How about that? How about whatever you want to do? Let's just do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, like you're running the country. Like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
You don't listen to me.
Yeah.
You don't listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they would send, but then they would send money to Israel.
Yeah.
Despite the overt dehumanizing.
Again, this is the South African apartheid wench whore criticizing Israel of the same things that she probably grew up. I could be wrong about her. Maybe she is like a part. I don't know. Unless she's an albino black person.
Yeah.
She's a product of apartheid.
Genocidal rhetoric by Israeli governmental and military officials, matched by the Israeli army's actions on the ground. Despite the horror of the genocide against the Palestinian people being live streamed from Gaza to our mobile phones, computers, and television screens, the first genocide in history where its victims are broadcasting their own destruction in real time in the desperate...
On services like Twitch, Temu, and Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to be like, hey, like, where they're taking it too far, they're putting it on Instagram Live.
This is the first genocide available on Peacock. She goes out there, for just $9.99 a month.
Yeah.
You can watch the Palestinian genocide on Peacock along with the latest NFL highlights.
Yeah.
And ESPN the Ocho.
Yeah, how much money do we need to donate to Israel to stop getting ads?
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Hey, how much money do I have to pay to stop hearing about the Middle East in general?
Yeah.
Is there a news outlet where that's not Sean's show?
Yeah.
If you sign up for the Sean Show Patreon, we don't talk about the Middle East on the Patreon.
Yeah.
In fact, in the Patreon, that'd be a fun thing. Like, we should do like some episodes where it's just the same exact show.
Yeah.
But we pretend the Middle East doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And like when people bring it up, we're like, what is that?
Yeah.
What is Palestine? And they're like, what are you doing a bit? And we're like, no.
Yeah.
What do you mean? And then we like erase it from the map. This is getting really racist.
Yeah.
How about one where we pretend the West doesn't exist? That's more entertaining. How about we only the flip of that?
Yeah.
How about it's just the Middle East exists and nothing else exists?
I mean, the Middle East is mostly what's in the news. It's almost like the West doesn't exist right now.
That's true. Until we get to our next story.
Yeah.
The Iowa caucuses. More on that later.
But so far vain hope that the world might do something.
Let's cross live now and speak to our correspondent, Anna Holligan, who is in The Hague. And Anna, just bring us up to date with what we've been hearing from both sides.
I just want to reiterate again. The fact that we're at The Hague is not good.
Yeah.
Whenever the world fires up The Hague, it's a bad sign.
Yeah.
Okay? It's a bad sign.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is they're bringing in, correct me if I'm wrong, but it wasn't until the end of the Holocaust that the Nazi officials were brought into The Hague.
Yeah.
It was post World War II. The Hague was after World War II ended. Is that right? Is that accurate?
Let's find
out. We should have a little like a sound thing for when we look stuff up. Let's find out more information. The Hague. Very interesting. Let's just look on Wikipedia, the best source. Etymology. I don't give a shit about any of this. World War II. Here we go. The city sustained heavy damage during World War II. Many Jews were killed during the German occupation. Wait, was the Netherlands invaded by Hitler?
Oh, everywhere was in Europe.
You're kidding me. I don't know anything. This is crazy. You're telling me was Sweden invaded by the Nazis?
I mean, the amount of power that Hitler had, and just him, I mean,
there were Nazi occupations. Basically, all of Europe was invaded.
Yeah.
Right? Whoa. Wow. See, I don't know what the appeal of this show is, because people listen and they look to me for guidance, and I didn't know that the Netherlands was invaded by Hitler.
Yeah.
It's a bad look.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't hear about it. I mean, the Netherlands, you think like chocolate or cheese or something like that, or
I think the Hague.
Coffee.
I think Brittany Griner being charged.
Yeah.
They should have prosecuted Brittany Griner at the Hague. What information were we looking for? Can we look up when were the Nazis prosecuted? What year?
At the Hague?
Yeah. The Nuremberg trials. Surely they were at the Hague. I really hope they were, or else I'm gonna look like a fucking retard. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
In mid-1945, France, the Soviet Union, the UK, and the US agreed to convene a joint tribunal in Nuremberg, occupied Germany, with the Nuremberg Charter as its legal instrument. Between November 1945 and October 1946, the International Military Tribunal tried 21 of the most important surviving Nazi German leaders. It wasn't actually the International Court of Justice. It was called the International Military Tribunal.
Yeah.
So it was different. Can you control F for the Hague? Like, is this different from the Hague? My bad. If I'm wrong, if I've been wrong about this the whole episode, I really don't care, because my job is not to inform you of things. You can just hit Apple F.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, sorry.
Command F.
Yeah, and then just let's see if I think it was the Hague. That's not good. Probably not. Okay. Unlike the conventions of the Hague. I don't know.
Elaborating its precursors, so that means it was before.
Oh, dude. Elaborating its precursors in the conventions of Hague and Geneva, the League of Nations Covenant. Here we go. Here we go. Ready? Let's just start from the top. The British prosecution covered the charge of crimes against peace, which was largely redundant to the American conspiracy case. Are we still talking about the Nazis being charged?
I mean, I would imagine that it's all about the Nuremberg.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So maybe there was. It sounds like they were charged across different international legal bodies.
I didn't know that there was a Kellogg-Briand pact involved with Nazi Germany.
Do you know what is this? The Kellogg-Briand Pact, or the Pact of Paris, is a 1928 international agreement on peace, which signatory states promised not to use war to resolve, quote, disputes or conflicts of whatever nature or of whatever origin they may be. Hey, that worked out real well, didn't it, Andrew?
Yeah.
That 1928 agreement on peace really worked out.
Yeah.
100 years later, it's been 100 years of peace.
Yeah.
We're almost coming up on 100 years of global peace.
From your friends at Kellogg.
From your friends at the cereal company where the people are committing suicide because it's of the working conditions. I think the cereal people did a strike a while back. Did you see that?
Cereal strike?
The cereal manufacturers, yeah. Or creators.
Oh, I had no idea.
I covered it a little, but anyway, let's get back on track. Let's hear what this bitch has to say about the Hague.
Please.
those powerful statements really give you a sense of just how much the ICJ is a legal battleground for all of this. So today we heard from Israel. They accused South Africa of weaponizing and trivializing the Genocide Convention, pointed out that Israel was one of the first signatories, and said that Israel was responding in self-defense under international humanitarian law.
Blah, blah, blah.
Africa had 3 hours today is Africa. And why this matters, this court doesn't have any powers of enforcement. And
here we go.
This is democracy.
Another
now.
headline.
Democracy.
Gaslighting and cherry picking. How Israel is defending itself at the World Court on charges of genocide. I mean, the fact that Gen Z buzzwords are being used at The Hague is really indicative of the decline of our species.
Yeah, I was always...
That's insane.
Yeah.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, because essentially toxic dating culture has invaded all aspects of life.
Dude, yes. It's literally Israel is at The Hague. The Israel, the representative from Israel is literally at The Hague being like, it's giving gaslighting.
Yeah.
It's giving broke boy.
Yeah.
Like South Africa is literally like, you're killing thousands of Gazan children. You're committing genocide. We charge you with genocide. And Israel's like, it's giving cringe.
Yeah.
It's giving broke boy.
Yeah.
And they're like, miss me with that shit. miss me with that cringe shit. Work on yourself.
Yeah.
Work on yourself. They're literally using like gay drag queen terminology in the International Court of Justice.
Yeah. Stop gaslighting me.
Yeah, you're gaslighting. Yeah, Israel's like Mercury's in retrograde. So talk to me later.
Yeah.
One thing about me, I'm not committing genocide.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Gaslighting. What a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
What are we at? Let's not do the whole episode on fucking Israel and Palestine. That's a nightmare.
Yeah.
One final thing I want to say about this article that was just really unbelievable.
Yeah.
So this is from Reuters.
Yeah.
And I found this statement in the article that here's the big punchline, guys. The ICJ's decisions, again, the International Court of Justice, they're doing this big trial, right? They're trying to argue whether or not Israel is committing genocide. And here's why it's so important. Here's a quote. The ICJ's decisions are final and without appeal, but the court has no way to enforce them. So they can debate all day, and if they successfully charge Israel with genocide, they don't have any way to enforce it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So
that's straight from the article.
So basically, this is like the Golden Globes of...
It is. That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
It's the Golden Globes for international warfare.
Yeah.
It's the Golden Globes. It's the award show.
Yeah. Essentially, they're like, Israel's the winner of best genocide, but it really doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Like they can win and lose certain things, but we all know what's really going on.
Yeah.
And there's no way, and it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
There's no, and that ultimately was the point I wanted to get to, which is that an international court is a paradoxical, absurd thing.
Yeah.
It's an oxymoron.
Yeah.
A court is mandated power by a sovereignty, by a state, by a government.
Yeah.
When you create an international court, it is the only way, and I don't even know about this shit. I'm not a fucking expert in international law.
Yeah.
International law is the same thing.
Yeah.
Law is a fucking, Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
It's a wazi, it's a woozy, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Law is mandated by a government.
Yeah.
International law is nothing. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, dare I say it, the people in the International Court of Justice are literally more worthless than like comedy podcasters.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically they're like arguing the morality and they're going to like charge them with genocide, but it's like all these like emotional things. But logistically speaking, we can't say or do anything about it and it's not going to change anything. And that's why I kind of look at the situation from like a logistics standpoint. It's like, okay, well, Hamas attacked Israel and killed like, I think 1,200 was the updated number.
Right.
and they're just a much more powerful country with more allies and stuff. It's like, yeah, you're gonna get your shit rocked. Like,
right.
9/11, 3,000 people die here. We occupy Afghanistan and Iraq for 20 years. Like, we can talk about right or wrong all day. It's not going to change the fact. Like, the logistics is you don't attack somebody that's much more powerful than you are, because you're going to get screwed.
Right. You're right. And it's I mean, yeah, it's a waste of time to talk about morality. This is just spinning wheels.
Yeah, it's like the black square on Instagram right now. It's like, okay, cool, yeah, you're all in solidarity, but you didn't do anything.
Right. You went out and you went to West Hollywood and you marched for a day, and someone shot tear gas at you and you think you're a hero.
Yeah.
A cop shot tear gas 30 feet away from you and you lied to your friends and said that you got hit with a tear gas can.
Yeah.
When in reality, it was like you just ran, you were fine.
Yeah, like they're gonna charge Israel with genocide, and it's like, okay, well, should we occupy Israel because they're committing a genocide? And then none of them will do that. So it's like, do you really think it's a genocide? Because once we found out like Germany was killing all the Jews, we were like, hey, we got to come in and stop this.
Right. And so it's like, are these countries, South Africa, and a bunch of other countries that are ganging up on Israel?
Yeah.
Are they going to invade Israel? That's a great question.
Put their money where their mouth is. It's like, if you legitimately believe that they're committing a genocide,
you have an obligation to go and invade Israel.
Yeah.
I mean, the ICJ condemning Israel is basically like the Sean Show condemning Israel.
Yeah.
Am I gonna do any? It's the same. You could replace ICJ with Sean Show.
Yeah.
Sean Show's decisions are final and without appeal. But Sean Show has no way to enforce them.
Sean Show has no way to enforce them.
I have as much of a legal... I can enforce it. I have as much enforcement as the International Court of Justice. That is to say, I have no enforcement.
Yeah, and I mean, just think about the waste of tax dollars for this like weird theater thing where we're going to charge a country with something, but it doesn't do anything.
Don't share with our listeners that we are subsidized by the government. Don't share that again. We are a government-subsidized podcast. I don't want anyone to know that, though.
Yeah, I love that. Sean Show's decisions are final and without appeal, but Sean Show has no way to enforce them.
We charge Israel with... We stand with South Africa, and we charge Israel. I also... How about this? I charge Israel with genocide, and I charge Hamas with genocide.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Iowa. Let's move out of the Middle East. I'm tired. And you talk about the Middle East and it's exhausting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Should we do Iowa or Taiwan? I kind of want to make international. I like the spicy international stuff.
Yeah.
Should we do Taiwan? No, I want to do Iowa. Actually, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, let's fly across the pond.
Yeah.
Shall we? And let's go back to Iowa.
Yeah.
So. The Iowa caucuses are on Monday.
Yeah.
Next Monday. This is Jan 13, 2024. We're filming this episode. Iowa caucuses are coming up next Monday, and it's a real... I mean, you look at the polls. Can we look at the polls real quick? Can you just look up Iowa caucus polls? And we'll see. Let's see who's trending. Let's see who's trending. Iowa Republican primary. Do you know Project 538?
No.
So this is hilarious. Well, if you don't know, Project 538, you will hear about it. Up until the federal election, you're going to hear... 538 is relevant every 4 years during the federal election. They do a bunch of statistics and polling, they're known. They're kind of the golden standard. For tracking federal election data, stuff like that. And NPR loves quoting 538. According to 538, because 538 is the number of electoral college. Also, who's in the electoral college? I'm just asking questions.
Yeah.
And how many of them are white?
Or on Epstein's list.
How many of the Electoral College people are on the Epstein's Island flight logs? That's a great question. At least one. So Trump, I mean, look. Could you cut? Okay, here we go. Who's ahead in Iowa? it's pretty fucking clear who's ahead in Iowa. We got Trump way in the lead, 51%.
Yeah.
And then Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis. My boy Ramaswamy is not doing well.
Yeah.
You want to know why Vivek Ramaswamy is polling at 5%? Because he went on Tim Pool's podcast where one of the guys was wearing a shirt that said Epstein didn't kill himself.
Yeah.
Hey, like you're gonna appeal to guys like us. Like I love that. Like I love Vivek.
Yeah.
But what Vivek Ramaswamy doesn't understand is that like I'm a cringe autistic minority.
Yeah.
In society. I like Bitcoin. I'm a libertarian. I'm anti-Semitic. No.
Yeah. I just like how the title of the last article, it said like, oh, some farmers in, Iowa are dumping Trump for DeSantis. And then you look at the polls and it's like, well, not really.
Not really. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So it's like Yahoo News clearly has an anti-Trump bias.
Yeah.
In Iowa, some farmers have dumped Trump for DeSantis. Not really. You look at the data. Trump has never been breached. His lead has never been breached.
Yeah.
He's just a clear winner. DeSantis doesn't have a fucking chance. And I mean, hey, Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis, Vivek Ramaswamy, they are competing to be VP. That's really what's going on here,
Yeah.
And hey, more power to you.
Yeah.
I would not be afraid of I don't think a DeSantis Trump ticket really makes sense. I don't think that's going to be a ticket.
No.
I don't really see Nikki Haley. I don't really see a Haley Trump either, because the Republicans just like Nikki Haley's an insider.
Yeah.
A lot of Republicans don't like women.
Yeah.
They think women should be in the kitchen,
Yeah.
cooking up pot roasts. Vivek, on the other hand, entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Minority. Has a penis.
Big pharma.
He's big pharma. And if anything, we know people in Iowa love opiates. I'm voting for Vivek Ramaswamy because I trust his opiates.
Yeah.
Vivek I don't even know what he started a biotech firm and sold it to Pfizer or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not even read this Iowa article because it's like clearly Trump's in this is not even accurate. It's
clearly bullshit to like, I don't know. I guess Yahoo News anticipates that they have a lot of leverage in like swaying public opinion in Iowa or something.
Who knows? Or they're just pumping out content bullshit for people to read. But
that makes two of us.
Not Sean Show. We're objective here, and we charge Israel.
Yeah.
With having too much fun.
And it's unappealing. It's unappealable.
It's unattractive. It's not attractive.
Yeah.
So the Iowa caucuses are Monday, and it's Iowa and what's Ohio, right? Or no, what's the other swing state what's the other state where all the politicians caucus? Iowa and I can't even think of it. New Hampshire, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Can we look it up? I think it's Republican primary caucuses. Which states have Republican caucuses first? I believe it's Iowa and New Hampshire. And here we go. Why is Iowa the first state for deciding presidential campaigns? That might be interesting to check out. Monday's Iowa caucuses will be Republicans' first contest of the 2024 election. So here we go. Iowa, here we go. I actually read this a while back. Why Iowa and New Hampshire go first. Here's the thing. People think that not a lot of people anymore.
Yeah.
Some people actually have like faith in the like federal election process.
Yeah.
But let's really think about the reason why Iowa and New Hampshire go first. Here's what they'll tell you. What they tell you is that Iowa and New Hampshire go first because they're representative of Middle America, and they're a platform for politicians to do stump speeches.
Yeah.
And they're reflective of the greater American populace. That's what they'll tell you, But Iowa is full of fentanyl-addicted retard farmers.
Yeah.
That's what Iowa is. And they get to filter out the candidates.
Yeah.
Iowa and New Hampshire get to filter out who gets to be the party's selected candidate.
Yeah.
Because if you don't win Iowa and you don't win New Hampshire, you don't win the election, roughly speaking. There are people that beat that.
Yeah.
Bernie, I think, lost. I don't know the specifics. I'm not. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. So I mean, essentially, more of the like dating culture is like invading politics. You know, if you have that like getting laid energy, then like other states will start.
That's right. You win Iowa.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to fuck you.
Yeah.
You lose Iowa. Oh, he lost Iowa.
What a loser.
You couldn't win Iowa. You can't have this pussy.
Yeah.
You didn't win Iowa. You can't have California.
Yeah.
Oh. Ugh. You didn't win Iowa. What makes you think you can fuck Florida? That's kind of when I look at Ron DeSantis and Vivek, it's like it's giving cringe boy.
Yeah.
That's how that is sad. That's how politicians are going to talk in 20 years.
Yeah.
When it's like a bunch of like Latino, like there's going to be a bunch of in like 2040.
Yeah.
There's going to be like a very fit gay Latino guy that runs on the Democratic ticket.
Yeah.
And he's literally going to unironically go on NBC.
Yeah.
And be like, when you look at the GDP, it's giving concern.
Yeah.
It's giving concern, Cheryl. And I'm worried. I'm very worried. And that's how people are going to talk. And that's bad.
Yeah. Here's the thought. So AI basically pulls the information all like from the internet, right? And if people use that to communicate and it learns by how other people communicate, does that mean as people get dumber, AI will also get dumber?
I think AI has always been dumb. I don't think AI really knows anything. I think AI is just a collection of matrices that are multiplied together for my math nerds.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of weighted averages and fancy statistics, but ultimately it's garbage in, garbage out. If you run Sean's show through an AI, you think you'll get something better than Sean's show? You won't.
Should we do an AI episode?
This is an AI. This whole show is AI generated. We're not even real.
Yeah.
For the listeners out there, I start talking like an AI generated voice.
Yeah.
For the listeners that are out there, we are not even real. We're not even real people.
Yeah.
I've actually fucked around with AI voices.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
Can we play one of my AI pieces of content that I made?
Yeah.
Is that fun?
Yeah.
It's getting very good. The AIs are getting very good. Never mind. I do want to cover. So let's read this article because I want to ask the question. Why? And let's we can cover Taiwan at the same time. I understand that Taiwan is a smaller country. Shouldn't even be a country. It should be part of Taiwan. It should be part of China. But it's its own country, and they just had an election.
Yeah.
Everyone is praising Taiwan. Everyone's saying, look at the way Taiwan did it. It was, you had to have a government ID, you go put your ballot, and then they're all counted in public, and the winner was decided within hours.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, and people on Twitter are like, well, Taiwan did it. Why can't the US do it the same way?
Yeah.
Why can't we just do it like Taiwan? Because our country's falling apart, dumbass. Because Israel is in the ICJ, you saying South Africa's gaslighting us.
Yeah.
That's why we can't run an election, because we're fucked.
Yeah.
Because we're fucked.
Yeah.
Okay? And we're not Asian. To be honest,
Yeah.
Asian people are organized and they get stuff done. You want to know what we have in America? A bunch of farmers that do fentanyl and hit their wives and don't raise their kids. On the right and on the left, we have a bunch of kids, trans kids.
Yeah.
We don't have any thought leaders. You know who our American thought leaders are? Lizzo as a thought leader.
Yeah.
Cardi B. Well, I like her, but
she says fun things about like the economy and taxes from time to time. Like, why are the libraries closed on Monday?
Really? She said that?
Yeah, because there's so many like migrants in New York. They're like just cutting other programs to like house them.
I did see that. Yeah. I saw migrants in the Chicago airport.
Yeah.
They're really it's you know, it's and you know, that's a big issue. You know, migrants coming into America. A lot of people think it's going to affect our culture. A lot of people think, not me, but a lot of people think, oh, they're going to go vote Democrat, and Democrats want migrants to come in to swing the election towards Democrats.
Well, I mean, that's like partly the reason why they're against like wanting an ID to vote. And then the reasons that they give, all of a sudden they just start like saying that minorities are stupid. Oh, black people don't have IDs.
Yeah.
You know, they go on all these things like, oh, minorities don't have IDs. And I'm like, well, then does that mean alcohol's racist? Everywhere else? Like why is it when it comes to voting it's racist, but literally everything else?
Getting into a bar.
Yeah. A bank account,
driving a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually is a good point. I you know, I mean, I don't vote.
Yeah.
So I don't really care either way. It will be funny. You know what I want? I want an America where we have a good immigration process that works quickly. I want migrants to come in here, and I want them all to vote for Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah.
I want every migrant that comes to America to vote for the biotech entrepreneur and cringe boy Vivek. My boy Vivek will win. I want all these Venezuelan migrants to put an Indian man in the White House.
Yeah.
Put an Indian man in the... Here's a message to all Venezuelan immigrants. Let's give an Indian man a shot.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Sean's show endorses Vivek. We endorse Vivek Ramaswamy on the show. I like what he's doing. I like that he believes in God.
Yeah.
I like that he has a moral foundation for what he's doing. I like that he is honest.
Yeah.
And I like that he goes on podcasts. And I'd like for him to come on my podcast.
Yeah.
I'd also like for him to come on my chest.
She.
All right, let's close it out. We're almost done here, guys.
Yeah.
Why do Iowa and New Hampshire go first? That's an article title you only read when it comes to... See, here's the other thing. Iowa and New Hampshire are never relevant culturally until the election rolls around.
Yeah.
And the reason Iowa and New Hampshire go first is because it helps their tourist economy.
Yeah.
That's the only... It's... Owning...
Huh? There's a tourist economy in Iowa because they're a caucus state?
I think so. Yeah. Because all the news media outlets go there.
That's not tourism.
I'm going there. No, people are... Okay, you're right. You're right. Thanks for pushing back, Andrew.
Yeah. Anytime somebody goes, oh, what brings you to Iowa? How many people go, oh, tourism. We're just here on a vacation.
to see the stump speeches from the presidential candidates. Well, it is... I do wonder like how it isn't kind of an industry. Like them going first is sort of like it brings it does bring a level of relevance to Iowa. Because do you know what I'm trying to say here? Like Iowa would be a nothing state if not for
holy shit.
Iowa's a popular tourist destination. But that's just like that's Iowa.org. We don't want to go to travelnotes.org. They're bought and sold by the Iowa.
Well, why do people visit Iowa is the first one.
Home to exciting museums, doubt it. Award-winning breweries, no. Thousands of miles of trails to murder your wife and not get caught. Interesting. Iowa's winters offer the perfect time to explore your girlfriend's pussy because it's too cold to go outside.
That's how you know it's biased information. It's saying Iowa's a good place to come to during the winter.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Have you seen Iowa weather? It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
All of these presidential candidates are canceling their events because it's too fucking cold.
Yeah.
Because you can get frostbite in 10 minutes. I read an article that was like, if you go outside, exposed skin, and if you're outside in Iowa and your skin is exposed, in 10 minutes you'll get frostbite.
Yeah.
And you tell me that our elections are sound and safe.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah.
What is the state of Iowa most known for? The caucus. I'm telling you, man, this caucus shit is like the only...
I don't know. I read beef and pork and suddenly I'm very pro Iowa.
Iowa needs to invade Israel. We need Iowa to really get in on the Israel shit.
Yeah.
So actually, I want to let's close on this. Let's close on the this statistic Just look up Iowa racial demographics. People think that Iowa is representative. There is this argument that we start our federal elections in Iowa because it's representative of America. And how Iowa chooses is a platform for how the rest of America will decide. What's really happening is you have a bunch of heroin addicted boomer farmers who have hijacked our election process. There's no reason that Iowa should filter the presidential candidates before we get to choose.
Yeah.
Where are we? We're in Texas.
Yeah.
We don't get to choose until Iowa's chosen. Why? I'm just asking why.
Yeah.
Why don't we go first? Why doesn't California go first? Is Iowa like a check? Is Iowa going first almost like a check on larger states' power?
Yeah.
Is that the argument?
Yeah, like to put this into sports, like if there was a first round draft pick, why is Iowa and New Hampshire the first picks?
Every year.
Yeah.
Every 4 years. And that's not true. In football, they rotate. Don't the first round draft picks, doesn't the lowest scoring team of the previous season choose first?
Oh, that is where my sports knowledge stops.
Oh, okay. I thought you were a big sports guy, Andrew.
No.
You were going to be my sports correspondent. Iowa demographics: white, 87.93%. 2 or more races, 3.89%. Elizabeth Warren's in that.
Yeah. 2 or more.
2 or more genders, 12.9%.
Yeah.
Black or African American, 3.7%. Asian, 2.4%. So it's overwhelmingly a white state.
Yeah.
And they get to filter out the candidates. And I just because we have a huge country and a lot of states, I hope this doesn't I'm not trying to come off as like arrogant and smart. Like, I really don't know how our elections work.
Yeah.
But I think I'm like a lot of people. I don't know how the more I research it, the more I realize it doesn't make any sense. You hear about the Electoral College. You hear about the Iowa, New Hampshire caucuses.
Yeah.
These things, they seem grandfathered in. They seem like grandfathered in processes that are like old, and out with the old, in with the new.
Yeah.
We got blockchain. We got Nick Fuentes, the anti-Semite.
Yeah.
What's Nick Fuentes? No, get blockchain involved. How about we have a system where the white farmers don't get to choose the candidates?
Yeah.
Is that crazy? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
Yeah.
All I know is I've got Palantir stock, and it's Saturday, but Palantir is doing well. Well, it's actually flat, unfortunately.
Shit.
How's your stock doing?
Microsoft's still doing great.
Isn't it the largest? It's bigger than Apple now. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
Microsoft is a larger company than Apple now. Isn't that wild? Actually, can we look that up? Let's close on this.
Take that, all you iPhone people.
Androids. We'll close on that, and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah.
Could you just look up like Microsoft, Apple? I'm pretty sure it's the biggest business in the world now, other than Saudi Aramco.
Oh boy, that's taking a while.
Oh, you can just hit delete. There you go.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure Microsoft surpassed Apple. Check this out. Microsoft just passed Apple as the most valuable U.S. company. Microsoft's market value stands at $2.9 trillion, squeaking past the iPhone maker, according to the Dow Jones. Wow. And that's 2 days ago. 2 days ago.
Shit. Briefly. Thank you for clicking continue without supporting us. It feels like that happens to us a lot.
I hey, and it's karma. Karma's a real thing.
Yeah.
Every time I click I go to an article and I go continue without supporting.
Yeah.
That's one more Patreon that gets canceled.
Yeah, it's the cycle of violence continues.
The media, it's like internal misogyny, like women hating women.
Yeah.
I'm a media company. We're a media hating media. We're like, oh, fuck you guys and your ads.
Yeah.
This show, by the way, will never have ads until we get a lucrative deal. Then we'll do ads.
Yeah.
Microsoft has incorporated OpenAI's technology across its suite of productivity software. Apple, meanwhile, has been grappling with weakening demand, including for the iPhone, its biggest cash cow. Demand in China, a major market, has slumped as the country's economy makes a slow recovery from the pandemic and a resurgent Huawei chips away at its market share. So here's what I'll close on. We are a country in decline, and it's very sad. We need a rejuvenation. We need an injection of adrenaline. We need someone to shoot our neck. America needs to be shot in the neck with some fucking liquid cocaine.
Yeah.
Truly. They're remaking, every movie's a fucking remake.
Yeah.
They're remaking Mean Girls. Why are you remaking Mean Girls? They're remaking Willy Wonka for the 4th fucking time.
Yeah.
We don't need, the public doesn't want Willy Wonka again.
Well, so and like Matt Damon talked about this. So since DVD sales like disappeared, like now, movie studios are like, we have to make money in the box office. So now it's all becoming this like regurgitated,
stuff that focus grouped.
Yeah, yeah, and that's like what I kind of think like AI will do. Like if it can only study what has happened already, like it's not going to be able to think outside the box and like do like a riveting tale that's like fresh and energizing because it's only pulling off of what has happened already. I mean, maybe it has projection capabilities with that, but it's usually like stuff we don't even know. It's like, oh, well, this like sounds really good. And somebody was just like trying some shit out. Yeah.
I mean, it's you're right. I think it's in the fact that Hollywood's afraid to take risk now.
Yeah.
But that's an interesting point on DVD sales. It's like there's no way for a movie to like be discovered after it's been published.
Yeah.
Like now it's like everything now. It's published. And also it's just everything's so noisy that it's so hard to command people's attention anymore.
Yeah, it's very noisy, and then a lot of these they don't have any physical copies at all. So like the second Netflix takes it off of the rotation, like it's just disappeared forever.
Yeah, it's a whole new world. I don't know the CEO of Marvel, but you know what? Get him in the Hague, put him in the fucking Hague, and try him for his crimes.
Yeah,
if they put the CEO of Marvel in the Hague, the International Court of Justice will find him guilty of creating worthless fucking dribble. And you know what the punishment will be? Execution.
Hell yeah.
Hang the CEO of Marvel in the Hague and broadcast it on Twitch, broadcast it on Rumble, broadcast it on YouTube, and we will broadcast it on Sean's show. Yeah. Because not just the MCU CEO, anyone that's approved, find me the guy that signed off on, or find me the non-binary person that signed off on Willy Wonka remake number 4 or number 3.
Yeah.
And put them in the Hague and try them.
Yeah.
And find them guilty. I will wear a silly wig.
Yeah.
And I will slam a hammer. I will go, you've been found guilty of making the worst trash imaginable. No one wants a Willy Wonka musical. Yeah. I sentence you to death.
Yeah.
And I think the world will be a better place.
Yeah.
What we need, we need to stop using trendy language. We need to stop saying it's giving.
Yeah.
Stop saying gaslighting. We need to buy Bitcoin, and we need to get our shit together.
Yeah. Just like all the remakes, like all the writers went on strike. It's like, oh, they can't write something that's already been written.
That's true.
It's
like they get back to work and they're writing a movie that's been made already.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, how about a movie where there's a magical man with a candy factory?
Yeah.
And he gives out tickets to tour his factory, but it's actually a series of challenges. It's like, this is Willy Wonka. Yeah. Yeah, write Willy Wonka again.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what AI could write? Willy Wonka again.
Yeah.
Rewrite me this movie. That's what AI, honestly, that is the only use case for AI that actually is good.
Yeah.
Is feeding it the Willy Wonka script and going, please rewrite this with a black gay man in it.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm wondering if they'll like have like vegan chocolate in there and like really appeal to like people, you know, like sugar free or like stevia or
Yeah, instead of like fizzy lifting drink, it's like stevia floating drink.
Yeah, yeah.
Stevia floating beverage.
Yeah, yeah. Here's us pumping out bang energies.
You stole stevia floating drink.
Yeah.
You lose.
Yeah.
And you know, the new Willy Wonka, our culture is so full of just pussy shit.
Yeah.
And there's no teeth to anything anymore.
Yeah.
At the end of the new Willy Wonka's not even going to be like, you lose. Good day, sir.
Yeah.
He's not even going to do that. He's literally just going to be like, you didn't win, but I'll still give you the factory. You won. You did win.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody's gonna get participation trophies in the new Willy Wonka.
Everyone wins.
Yeah.
Everyone wins the equal shares of the factory.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka will be a communist factory.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. Yeah, man. It's just a sad time. It's a sad time for culture. And again, I'll close on this. A lot of people are mad about Hollywood going woke.
Yeah.
But let's remember, yes, you're right. Hollywood, they're trying to inject black and gay, like minority LGBT.
Yeah.
They're trying to inject those ideologies into the movies. And you're right there. Where I think a lot of people lose sight of the bigger picture is that who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? Hollywood always sucked. And people always think the past is better. I miss when Hollywood made real movies. I even say that too. I'm guilty of that. Let's go back to when Hollywood made original movies. It still wasn't that good.
Yeah.
How many good movies are there really? There's like 2. Taxi Driver.
And Good Will Hunting.
And Good Will Hunting's all right.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's enough rants for today. I'm exhausted. But guys, that's been our show. Thanks again, Andrew.
No problem.
This is episode 24. Please, I hope you're having a great week. Thanks. If you're still listening, you're probably literally one of 4 people. So you're a soldier.
Yeah.
You're a trooper, and I love you. Or you're listening to this 10 years from now and listening to the backlog and being like, wow, Sean used to be really smart.
Yeah.
Before he became gay.
Yeah, yeah.
But thanks for listening. I love you. If you like the show, the one thing I ask, follow us on Spotify. It helps get us to reach more people. Just hit that follow button on Spotify. You'll get updated on new episodes. And if there's 4 more things I can ask of you, review us on Spotify, like, comment, share on YouTube. Let me know, who do you want tried at the Hague? Because it seems like anyone can get tried at the Hague these days. Who books that? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, yeah.
And give me a comment on Spotify, on YouTube. And follow me on Instagram, Sean Riley Comedy. I'm on the road, seanreillycomedy.com. I just headlined Cap City. It was a great show. I sold 35 tickets. I ain't fucking around. Dallas, Columbus, Phoenix, Tampa, Birmingham, San Diego. I mean, I'm going to a lot of fucking cities. So come out and see me do live stand up. I'm funny. I'm funny.
Shit.
And that's it. Andrew, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at the Tarr Pit.
At the Tarr Pit. Anything cool coming up?
No. I'm gonna be honest and not pad my resume. I'm waiting to hear back on some things, but right now I was very busy November, December, and January.
Did you get an audition for that? The big. Did you get an audition
for the Netflix is a Joke Fest?
No, not allowed to. No, you didn't.
No.
Me neither.
I'm able to talk about it because they didn't pick me. I didn't sign any NDAs or anything.
I didn't get it either, and I'm full of resentment.
You got OnlyFans though.
I did get. I got to be grateful. I got the better brand.
Yeah.
I got a taping with OnlyFans.
Yeah.
A lot of our friends are auditioning for Netflix as a joke festival.
Yeah.
we were passed up, but OnlyFans saw my Junos and my huge cock and said, we want him.
Hell yeah.
And paid me a lucrative sum of money to do that. That actually comes out January 15th. Check out my OnlyFans thing.
Yeah.
It's me jacking off for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Guys, that's been our show. Have a great day. I love you. Bye.
Bye.